Their aura is unequal.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Or whatever. And you make it a little more raspy, and I follow directions.
Their contents are legendary.
In fact, that little sheet you see is his concept drawing.
Their attitude is embraced. Tune in to one of the most up and rising kaiju-sized groups within our community. So go ahead and watch all of their creative content, including that of the Raw Attitude live interview, where they have special guests ranging from actors, directors, toy creators, artists, and many, many more. You can also find them on multiple of other social media platforms, ranging from Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You could even sit back and watch your favorite classic monster movie and even watch us go through one of the most iconic games on Twitch. Featuring your hosts, Eric Stolp, Adrian Settle, Joe Myers, Samson West, Jordan Adorno. They are the Monsters with Attitude.
What's going on, listeners with Attitude? Welcome to another live and in living color edition of the MWA Presents Let's Talk Raw, where we go over all of this week's news, updates, memorable moments, things of that nature. Joined with me, as always, is the MWA home team, starting first to my left, or my right, whichever way with this thing. This way. The founder of MWA, the man who runs a train on these crazy monsters, the man who never settles for anything but the best, Mr. Adrian Settle. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Joe. Unfortunately, my pockets seem to be evaporating with all the stuff that's coming out down the line. Good Lord have mercy. We got a lot to talk about today.
We do. It is going to be, hey, he made it. It is going to be a jam-packed, stuffed like a what you know what on prom night type of show. But with that, moving on down the line, we got Bada Boom, the realest Goji fan in the room, Jordan the Don Adorno. What's up, brother? How are you?
Speechless. That's all I have to say.
Speechless, yes.
Yeah, I wonder why.
A very shocking turn of events, if you will. Yes. I see Eric still has his mic muted, so he still must be doing a little housekeeping, so I'll jump over him and go right to the man that is destined to always travel west, Mr. Samson West. How are you?
Hey, struggling my way through everything that's just doing its damnedest to destroy my lungs, but I'm still here to talk it up no matter what. I will talk my ass off regardless of having the lung capacity.
For those of you that don't know, Sammy is perpetually a victim of the bubonic plague.
I am perpetually being infected by little 3-foot tall munchkins that come over here all the time. So
yeah. Well, quit taking the kids home from the daycare. Eric, welcome. You got the camera issues fixed. The legendary bearded kaiju himself, Eric Stolp. It's like stop, but with an L. How are you, buddy?
I could be better, but at least I figured it out, and it's all good here. Technology is just a pain in the butt. Hopefully I sound okay. Hopefully I'm not too loud.
No, you're good.
I even messed with my sound and stuff. I realized that I was pretty loud the last couple streams. So I kind of tried to bring it down a little bit, but hopefully it sounds okay. But yeah, it looks like I'm back on track. So yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, stuff that happened last night, which was a shocker, I think, for a lot of us that are fans of wrestling, but we'll get to that later. So,
like I said, it was a shocking turn of events. Speaking of loud, annoying noises, so I'm trying out my fancy handy dandy microphone. So if anybody feels like I'm breathing heavy, just let me know and I'm going to turn it off because it's right underneath my nose. So.
Well, Joe, with that,
let's say hello to our friends in the chat. Fascist Cat says John Cena turned heel. That is all that matters. This is like if Jet Jaguar kicked Godzilla right in the nut. You know, you're not wrong, Fanciest of Cats. You are not wrong. Nathaniel Plummer, how are you, my friend? He says, hey, dudes, I love you all, but Eric is the leader of the MWA. I don't know about that. I'm saying a battle royale at WrestleMania, no holds barred, for the World Heavyweight MWA Championship. Bring it on! Question, who would win in a fight, Megalon or Gigan from the 70s? I got to give it to Gigan. Quick, off the top of my head, Gigan. Adrian, real quick, Megalon or Gigan?
Gigan, easy.
Gigan. Jordan.
Gamera. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Gigan for sure.
Gigan. Eric.
Gigan.
And is it going to be the clean sweep? I think so. Sammy?
Really?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Really?
This for you, buddy.
Oh my God! There's no doubt about it. Our chainsaw-chested champion, of course.
Chainsaw-chested champion. I love it. Oscar, the motor mouth of the Monsterverse. How are you, buddy? John Cena finally a heel. Also, the updated Kiryu Goji from Haya looks great. Oscar is like the king of articulated, king of Haya and monster art. So if he's saying it looks great, it's got to. He says also Playmates Frostvark. Yes, it looks badass. We'll get to that in just a minute here. Samson lighting up the meanest of spliffs. Not sure what that means, but he does brighten my day. Helmy, how are you? I see the Ghidorah is still there, Eric. For now, right?
For now, unfortunately, they will be moving on in the future here. So
no,
that is in the process. So
no.
Well, like we all said, there is a plethora of things for us to talk about. We are, for those of you interested, talking about WWE Elimination Chamber last night. We are talking about New York Toy Fair, Mothra, Queen of the Monsters, the Mondo releases, the Super 7 releases, honestly, the Playmates releases. There is a crap ton, but I want to start with just a little service announcement. Our friend Matt Frank is coming out with a Mothra mini series, the first time she's ever been spearheading a comic all to herself, easy for me to say. And it's coming out a week from Wednesday. What is that? The 8th, 9th, we said? Something of that nature?
Yes.
The 8th. So Mothra, Queen of the Monsters, go and pre-order it at your local comic book stores. If we want these amazing kaiju tokusatsu brands to continue, we have to support the releases. Doesn't mean we have to love everything. You know, give your opinion when things are due, or if you don't like something, maybe things can change. But in order for us to have a chance for things to change, or a chance for things to come in the future that we would not expect, or things that we have been dreaming of for so long, we have to support these releases that are out, but then let our voices be heard of what we want more of. Easy E, you want to say something?
Yeah, actually, the comic comes out Wednesday the 5th, and he's signing on Saturday the 8th.
Okay, so it's coming out this Wednesday. It's coming out in 3 days. I thought it was this Wednesday. It's coming out in 3 days, everybody. But he's going to be in Austin, comic books, March 8th to sign. So definitely, and honestly, that goes for any brand. You got to support it and let your voices be heard, so that way we can get some of these things that are a little bit more obscure, or things that we have been speculating, what ifing, praying about for so long.
Yep.
Well, with that, I think Easy E over here has a bunch of slides set up, and I think we might as well just start with one and work our way through. Jump right in.
We're not going to acknowledge the epic man bun?
I mean, by all means, if you would like to comment on my bun, Samson, I will not stop you.
Oh man, I've never seen a bun quite like that one.
Yeah, it's pretty girthy.
Oh, I could eat it like
buns.
I could eat it like cotton candy if I had to. Oh,
God.
Okay, everything disgusting aside, let's get to talk.
Don't be mad because my hair is nicer than all of yours combined.
Well, yeah, I don't have any anymore, so.
Eric's
so yeah,
like
we're gonna
this
start
since the 6th grade.
Yo, for real. Fucking hair on my chin and stuff like that than my hair almost my entire life. So, but
sorry.
Lots of news to get in here.
Yeah.
Let Joe kind of kick this off because this is really his forte, his bread and butter. He is probably the biggest fan out of all of us. Probably behind that would be Jordan, and then the rest of us. But we're going to be talking about the new line from Playmates, actually, the Reignition Power Rangers line. So this is some of the stuff that was revealed from the Toy Fair in New York. And yeah, Joe, you can take it away, man.
Thank you. So this is really exciting. Playmates licensed the rights to manufacture Power Rangers merchandise from Hasbro. And I know there were some grumblings about it being Mighty Morphin again instead of some of the other seasons, but quite frankly, at the end of the day, Mighty Morphin is the most well-known brand out of all of the Power Rangers, and it doesn't really shock me that they went back to them. There was a little interview that somebody did. The guy is, I don't know his actual name, but his channel is called the Montyverse, to give him a plug. Okay. And he did an interview with one of the reps from Playmates that were there at the booth, and the guy essentially said that they're starting with Mighty Morphin and they're going to work through all the seasons. So season 1 is now, and season 2 of Mighty Morphin will come next, followed by season 3, which was the Zords that you saw in Power Rangers the movie. Season 4 is Zeo. Season 5 is Turbo. Season 6 is In Space, and so on and so on. There's like 25 different seasons. So, and he said as long as these continue to sell well, they will expand the line, but also continue the line. So what we see isn't all that what we're going to get, even though I do think that this is a wide array of merchandise. And for those of you Power Ranger fans around the age that I am, in my mid-30s, you guys will know that a lot of these look very similar to what we got from Bandai in the early to mid 90s, and that is true. It is essentially a retooling of everything with some new molds and things of that nature. But it's really, honestly, it's an exciting time, and it seems like what they're trying to do is restart the franchise and broaden it to other audiences for when they finally do, quote unquote, relaunch or reboot the brand.
Couldn't have said it any better, Joe.
Okay. Well, yeah, thanks. I tried. One of the things I will say that is the most exciting, it's not actually the news about the toys. It's the news of what they're doing with the media part of the franchise. So they're actually going to re-release all the seasons, starting with season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in July on YouTube and Netflix, I believe. I know for sure Netflix. I believe it's also on their YouTube channel. But they are enhancing the season using AI. So they're going to clean up the visuals and make it look crisper and cleaner, because a lot of the stuff was filmed And when you transfer it over, you can only increase the quality so much. So I think they're going to go in and they're going to use AI to clean it up and to make it a little bit more current, I guess, for lack of a better word, which I saw some people complaining about it because it was AI. Yeah. But quite frankly, I think that this is A, absolutely needed, and B, incredibly smart. Kids these days are so, I don't mean spoiled negatively. I just mean spoiled in their options of high quality products of any nature. And watching something that's 30, 31, 32 years old might not be their cup of tea when they can go and watch something on YouTube that was made, 10 days ago that looks, flawless, especially with the advent of AI and stuff coming out. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this, and I really hope that it reignites the Power Rangers brand, because it does need a spark or something for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I want to piggyback off of that because that is interesting to hear. I'm not exactly sure what it was filmed on back in the 90s, if they used physical film or if they used tapes, because that does play a huge part in the quality. From a quality standpoint, with the video work that I do, it's interesting to hear they're going to use AI. I don't fully trust AI yet when it comes, because if AI takes over, then I'm out of the business. I can't make commercials anymore if an AI computer can do it. But I would like to see how well it could clean it up and see if there's any flubs, because if it does some weird stuff like frame rate skippage or something, I hope that doesn't hurt it. I really do want it to enhance it as that's what it's supposed to.
Right.
Because coming from this is a completely different IP, but the X-Files, it was filmed in the 90s. That's a 90s TV show, but they filmed it on actual film. So the Blu-rays of it are widescreen. Like it fills the whole screen on our TVs now, because they completely enhanced the footage from the films that they shot it in the 90s. So it seems to me that I guess Power Rangers was probably filmed on tape decks back in the 90s instead of film. So that's why they have to use AI to enhance it instead. It would be interesting.
Knowing Haim Saban, like I've heard the stories, he would have filmed it in the cheapest absolute way possible.
That makes sense. Unfortunately,
he was all about that dollar. I mean, the first season of Power Rangers was literally a global phenomenon and made Haim Saban a billionaire, literally made him a billionaire. And the original cast, the original 5, were paid $611 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
90s, that's not bad.
Well, for a $1 billion franchise,
I know.
They have no residuals off the TV show. They have no royalties off the toys. They use their license. And they get nothing. What they get is the convention appear. I mean, JDF might have gotten something because, they knelt to him for some reason. But as far as the other Rangers, they didn't get nothing. No residuals, no royalties, no nothing.
Gee, dang it. Who has their TV on?
Joe, do you want to go through each one of these and kind of describe which one is everything and what they're going to do?
Yeah, so I can do that. So the top right, or I'm sorry, pardon me, the top left is it looks like little masks. Back in the day, I think they may have been voice changer masks. I'm not entirely sure if these are them or not. But either way, they're probably just little role-playing masks for kids, I would assume, 6 and under type things. Middle picture is just the advertisement picture. Going to the right, top right, we are getting looks like about 6-inch figures with the power bikes. So right now it looks like we're getting blue, red, and black for the power bikes, which is pretty cool. Bottom left looks like we're getting the Morpher and Coin set, which has been released, I don't know, half a dozen times now by this point. A lot of the stuff I personally will not be getting because I have a lot of the originals, or I have the Bandai Legacy release, which came out like 10 years ago or something. The middle bottom, it is the Power Blaster and the Dragon Dagger. Again, for kids, it's cool that they're doing it, but not for me. And then bottom right looks like little stuffies, little plushies of all 6 of the original Rangers, which I might actually get the plushies. Those are kind of cool, assuming they're a good price. I don't know if I'm going to spend like $20 each for them, but if they're like $10, I'll probably get them.
Okay.
So next is of course, the creme de la creme of Power Ranger collectibles. It is the Megazord. If I got this would literally be, I think, my 6th version of the original Megazord. So I will personally probably pass on this Megazord. It looks very, very cheap and whatnot compared to the other releases. However, the only reason why I might actually get it is because it looks like this scale is a little bit bigger than the Bandai's that we've gotten in the past.
Intriguing.
And it's supposed to be light and sounds.
Light and sound, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Which is something we haven't seen in a long time, which is cool.
Stop. Oh no, not my wallet.
So this is actually the thing. These flippable heads were super hot sellers back in the 90s.
I remember these things.
Yeah, they were super popular. So that's kind of cool. I might pick up Jason just because he's my favorite, and I don't know, maybe Kim or Trini, so he has somebody to take on a date. But I kid. Honestly, the things that I'm most excited for out of this line is the right picture here is the villain. Now, we've gotten some of these in the Lightning Collection line, but as far as Squat and Babu, we haven't gotten a release of them in quite a few years, so that's really exciting to me. And honestly, I think they all look pretty good. I'll probably get all of the villains, if I'm being honest. I like to support the villains because I just feel like that's an avenue that is not really touched on a lot or enough, I should say, in Power Rangers. It seems like they always pick maybe 5 or 6 villains from the series or from each season and release those. And I would really love to see a lot more.
Yeah.
I still get annoyed when I think about that boy from Turbo who turned into a full size. Oh, Justin. Yeah. For real. Yeah, that was Turbo was really kind of like the turning off point for me. I came back with In Space, hung around for Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed, and Time Force, and then I was pretty much done with Power Rangers for a good while. Mega Force and Super Mega Force brought me back, but
really,
I don't understand the hate for that season, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, it's not even that shocks me. What shocks me was that you're not a fan of Wild Force, Ninja Storm, and Dino Thunder.
It's not that I'm not a fan. What I mean is that, like, after Time Force, I didn't watch Power Rangers for probably, I don't know, 10 years or something, 10, 12 years, something like that. So I didn't watch all of those seasons when they came out. I touched on them like, 10, 15 years after they were released. The only season that I actually watched as it came out was Megaforce, Super Megaforce, parts of Beast Morphers, and then the three most recent Dino Fury season 1 and 2, and then Cosmic Fury.
Okay.
But honestly, the last 3 seasons, Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, I was watching it more so because I knew that it was going to be the last, and I was curious as to what they were going to do. And I think that it had a lot of potential, but at the end of the day, Cosmic Fury, I was very disappointed with. Very.
I like this. I like this over Eric. This looks good right here. I like this over Eric. He's trying. I can see you down there, buddy.
Oh, poor Eric.
Sarah Connor forever.
Hang on, I can fix it, Eric. Oh wait.
Damn. You shouldn't have said anything, Sam.
With Nathaniel's question, is this the same mold from the 90s?
So it is not the same mold. They actually did make new molds for all of them, but you can see that everything is very, 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 very much based on those molds and the gimmicks and everything of the toys of the 90s. But no, they are new molds.
Great.
Yeah. You okay, Sammy?
All right. Yeah, we'll move on from that. All right. So also with the New York Toy Fair, Super 7 was on display and displaying a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of their stuff mainly focused on the blind boxes. So we have new series coming out. Top left, you guys can see they have a full box of Godzilla -1 coming out with 5 different figures. One is just a normal Godzilla, one is the atomic breath, and then one has the train, and then they have 2 translucent blue ones. I think one of the blue ones is just the normal, and then the other one is going to be the atomic breath version because he has his mouth open. So that's kind of what's coming from that. In the middle, they have a couple special ones of Jet Jaguar and Godzilla 54. They are cherry blossom variants of the reaction figures. Cool cards, cool art on them. Pretty cool. Like I mean, I give all the props to Super 7 for their art on their cards and their blister packaging because it's always top notch. They do such a good job with that, and I think it's a main reason why they sell so well because I mean it's art honestly, and you just kind of want to just stick these on the wall. I mean, I should know I do that myself. So, and then to the far right, another blind box release coming. They're doing a whole bunch of Maru-san Godzillas with different colorways, like L tails and the J tails. They'll be doing those. Looks like possibly a couple glow in the darks, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure, but kind of cool. Just below that, I kind of threw this in there because I know a couple of you guys are Reptar fans, and they are bringing out Reptar's own blind boxes with different color variants of Reptar.
Holy shit!
So that's cool, you know, for the Rugrat fans and
I am Reptar.
Right? So, and then in the middle, I know it's a little blurry. There wasn't many good pictures of this. I wanted to focus more on the Burning Godzilla for their newer line that came out. It's the 5-inch articulated figures that they brought out. Was it last year? They brought out the Heisei Godzilla. I think 89 or 91?
It was 89. I want to say
89. And then it was then it was Mecha Godzilla 93 that came out with it. And this is the next release for that line is the Burning Godzilla. So that was kind of cool. they kind of went past it pretty quick when they were doing a booth walkthrough. So, but I had to kind of try to get a quick snap of it. So I did the best. But it's cool that they're bringing out something else for that line and everything. So also with Super 7, they did have on display the Ultimates Mothra 92. We will get into that a little bit later. So that's really cool. Also to the right of Mothra is not the next release, but it'll be the third release of the DC Multiverse crossover with the Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla comic. The first one we got Kong and Batman. The second one is right behind Superman, and it's going to be the Flash and Titano, which is what is he? Is he a cyborg ape?
Like a cyborg ripoff giant ape gorilla King Kong.
Yeah,
bullshit,
kind of thing that Superman fought and everything. So I think we talked about that 2 shows ago. I think I brought that up where this is actually coming out. And then at the toy fair, they actually revealed and showed off the third one, which is going to be Godzilla and Superman. So this is the first look of what Godzilla is going to look like, along with the Superman. I'm kind of puzzled with the Superman with the open mouth.
Yeah, I was
not
too.
Sure about that, but okay. Whatever, I guess. I'm still gonna buy it because I just think it's such a cool and unique crossover with DC and the MonsterVerse that I'm gonna get them just because it's so cool. So never would have thought I would have seen it. So it's pretty awesome to see. And then right below that, on the bottom half of this slide, these are the new Band Presto figures coming out, which are the Crane games that if anybody watched our last unboxing, Joe was so gracious enough to show off like 10 different ones and everything. Yep. There's like a Godzilla Evolved, Gamera, Space Godzilla came out, Little Godzilla came out, all that kind of stuff. And these are the new ones that are going to be coming out. We have Showa Rodan, 2 different color variants with the lighter brown and the darker normal brown. And then we have Gauss, Heisei Gauss. It is like the final adult form, which is the darker brown. And then you have the younger mid-tier level when it was just like the 3 of them kind of running around. They're starting to grow, will be the lighter reddish burgundy type color. So I saw those on the internet. I was like, oh, this is cool. So this will be coming out, later this year. So
yeah, I need Gauss for sure. I need Gauss.
So you sure that's not Hyper Gauss?
That's what I'm gonna ask too, actually, Jordan.
Because Hyper Gauss has those eyes.
What's a Hyper Gauss?
Are you talking about 95?
Yeah. No. Wait. Now I'm starting to question what the fuck is Hyper Gauss.
Me too.
I'm thinking of Revenge of Iris.
No. This is 95 Gauss.
Yeah.
This is 95 Gauss. So the Hyper Gausses that you're thinking of are smaller, they're skinnier, and they have a kind of a bluish tint to them. They're not the typical brown or reddish color. Hyper Gauss will be cool too, but I mean, Heisei Gauss is still
that's
amazing.
That's
the bread and butter right there. So some great stuff kind of showing at the toy fair.
Oh man.
And then
oh god, here we go.
I know a lot of people hate on Playmates, they really do, but obviously something's going right for this company because they just keep pumping out the new releases, the new variants, the new kaiju, the new accessories, whatever it is. Obviously it's selling. as much as the stuck up kind of collectors that think the Monsterverse and Playmates is just crap. Obviously, it's doing something for the younger generation because they keep doing this stuff. They keep. Oh yeah, Joe.
Did you hear, Eric, that Playmates won an award for like best-selling?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't want to cut you off if you were going to bring that up, but I thought that.
Go ahead. Actually, you can say that.
I just thought it was really awesome that Playmates won in part due to the success of their Monsterverse figures. So the Godzilla, the GXK, and the Monsterverse line. I just think that's awesome that that stuff is so successful and so popular. I've shared this story before. I'll make it quick, but in my hunt for some of these things, I saw, dads pull a Godzilla off the shelf and be like, oh, does, little Timmy or little whatever, does he have this one? Or like, oh yeah, no, we got him that one already. He's looking for the other one. And it's like, man, like that's so cool. Cause it is, no matter what your feelings are for the Monsterverse, there is a new generation of fans being built off of it. And that's what is needed to keep a franchise alive.
Amen. Preach.
Trendmasters Part 2.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
By the way, everybody take a drink.
Hey, Nathaniel, if you want that to be 86 mask, you go right ahead. You can even repaint it, retool it, do whatever you want, and say it's the 86 mask. We will do the same for you because that's how much we love you. So,
and I'll eventually watch the movie.
Hey, it'll be on the list. It'll be on the list. Don't worry.
Yep,
it should be. Actually, it's not. It needs to. I need to go ahead and do that.
Put those on the list. So with the Playmates, they announced that we're getting a burning Godzilla in the upper left corner. We've seen that from Haya and I believe Monster Art so far, but now we're getting it from Playmates. So that's pretty cool. Right below that, we are getting little capsule kaiju from the different Monsterverse movies, where that capsule was from Monarch Legacy of Monsters, how they traveled down into the in-between, I guess you could say. I can never remember that place that's...
No, you're right. It's the in-between, Eric. You're right.
Oh, okay.
Limbo.
Where,
No, I just said limbo.
Okay. So that's really cool that it's a little capsule, and then you open it up and it looks like they have mini kaiju. I see a King Hedorah, I believe, a Scar King, a Shimo, Kong with beast gloves. So they're kind of getting into the little Gashapon type figures, which they kind of already do right now with the blind crystals, the colored crystals. But they're kind of just taking it to the next level, and it looks like they're integrating the Monarch Legacy of Monsterverse, because in the picture, I think is probably the biggest reveal for Playmates is the Snowvark from the series itself, are the first real monster that we got to see in the show. Well, I shouldn't say that. The little bugs were the first one we saw, but this was the kind of the more impressive one that we saw in that show. That was brand new. So we're getting that from Playmates. So that's really cool. I like that they're integrating Monarch Legacy of Monsters. We're getting those monsters into this line along with, the films, but it is continuity with each other. So it's getting the whole thing. And then to round it all off.
Yeah, Eric.
Oh, God. Here we go.
God.
That's what Eric just said.
Yeah, is that what I just said?
No, you said Snowvark.
Yeah, you said Snowvark.
And for the record, the in-between spot is called Axis Mundi.
Axis Mundi, yes. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
I knew it wasn't in between, but I keep
episode.
calling it
that
that
cool.
because I just never could remember that damn thing. So, and then to round off some of the new stuff for Playmates, they have a accessory of Kong's Beast Glove that you can put on your arm and pretend you're Kong. You can even get the mask, and you got the whole set kind of thing. So that's cool. It's cool for kids. It's kind of reminds me of like the Hulk big gloves, that smash and everything. Like, they're going that route, which is great. I'm actually surprised they haven't done an axe yet. But maybe that's in the works kind of
I thought that they did. Did they
maybe
not?
they did, but I don't think they did. I know higher companies have done stuff like that. What was it? Prime One.
They never did it.
Prime One did an axe, but that's about it. And that was high quality replica type style, not a kid toy for playmates. They've never tackled it. So, yeah, and maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll actually get the Titans version of the Godzilla and Kong, because I see him in the corner right by the Beast Glove, where it's the big suckers. But what I've heard is that those only got released overseas, and they have not been or will get released here. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard. So maybe they'll make a release here in the States, but as far as I know of, they've only been released in overseas. So.
Oh my God, seeing this, nothing screams family-friendly fun like kids punching each other in the face with a big plastic glove.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me? This is going to go real bad real fast.
Are you kidding me? We did way worse when we were kids. It's about time kids get dirty and messy and beat each other up here, okay? I love that. Yeah. I want to see more of that. So
I know. I like that it's plastic and not rubber. That's perfect. It has to be.
Hey, Alex, what's going on? You made it this time, buddy.
Alex, I love your profile pic. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's his art.
Have you not noticed that before? Yeah.
Yeah, he drew that.
Alex, get in contact with me. Realist Goji fan on Instagram.
He's on Facebook too.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Oh, but then
more imagination for the kids nowadays. Absolutely.
Look me up on MWA. You'll find me there, buddy.
All right.
Yes.
So we're gonna move on to the Haya. Haya had a big case of releases or up-to-date looks on some of their figures. For example, right here, we are talking about the Heisei Ghidorah 1991, which I don't think they had it painted last time they showed this thing off. I think they're still in prototype form. So this looks like it's probably the final look overall to it, which looks pretty impressive, honestly.
Looks impressive.
And then, along with that, it looks like they're reissuing or re-releasing the Ghidorah from 2019, King of the Monsters. I've seen side-by-sides of the 2019, and it looks like this one just has a better paint job on it, and it looks like they retooled the necks. The original looked like they were really thin. These ones look like they're a little bit thicker. Yeah, they really do. So if you never got the first release, or I don't know if they did 2 releases before this, I'm not sure, but you have another opportunity for maybe even a more up-to-date King Ghidorah that's maybe even better than the other 1 or 2. So, but yeah, I think the Heisei one looks amazing. In that picture, actually, you see the prototypes of Godzilla 1991, which is like the blue one. It's just kind of in a weird pose right now. But that's going to be, it says Godzilla Hokkaido version. And then the whiter gray one, that's obviously GMK, still in prototype form. That'll be coming also. So pretty cool. Just showing off what's coming.
Where's that GMK Ghidorah?
Oh, God.
They want to sell properties, not abandon them.
No. That's the thing. They're going to make a profit out of this. I'm telling you.
Nobody wants that Kentucky.
Just like how you don't like nobody yucking your yum, Samson. Don't yuck mine, please.
Yuck the yum. Oscar says from the
fucking talk about stealing people's phrases.
Like updated the articulation because the necks never bent that much. So so they updated the necks. Like I said, they made them probably thicker and
thick.
So they are more posable.
Yeah. Because we all like them nice and thick.
I like them thick. I like a chunky. And then I think kind of the show stealer, I think, for everybody for the Haya booth was the Mecha King Ghidorah. Finally got a full-on paint scheme and final paint, and I have to say it looks impressive.
It really does.
Gorgeous.
Impressive. And I mean, with what this one looks like, what the 91, the regular Ghidorah looks like, I mean, I'm curious to know what the price are on these things. And if they are, I'm assuming they're going to be way cheaper than the Monster Arts by far.
Yes.
But if they are, like, this is, I'm sorry, but this is Monster Arts killer right here. Like,
yes, it
I
is.
think Monster Arts needs to know that these guys are coming for blood, and they're pulling out all the stops. They are listening to fans about retooling, prototypes or looks. I mean, they're willing to take that time, which is probably why some of these things keep getting pushed back, and they're not getting released on time, and then they kind of start to bunch up a little bit. But I understand people want to get this in hand as soon as possible, but don't you want quality over quantity? Like, that's what we're always clamoring for, isn't it? Like, we're always looking for the best product that we can have in hand. Why wouldn't we want them to take the time? So,
boy, we're getting Mecha King Ghidorah before Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
So, Eric, if it helps, the regular 91 Ghidorah is right now on Big Bad Toy Store $100.
$100?
$100. So I can only imagine this not being that much more, honestly.
Yeah, I would say what,
120 maybe? 20 or 30, yeah.
Yeah, like
why? Just because it's mechanical? Why would it be that much more?
The material and stuff they used.
Yeah. Maybe more accessories, different accessories, because you got to think of that kind of stuff when it goes into manufacturing. But yeah, that's still, I'm pretty sure the Mecha King Ghidorah, when it came out Monster, you're talking 200 easy. So
there's something very odd that I'm looking at.
What are you looking at, Jordan?
Close your browser.
This is a family friendly channel, dude. Be careful.
There is, on the top left picture, the Ghidorah head farthest to the right. Why does one of the horns look like it's cut off?
I mean, it's a prototype.
You mean second one down? Yeah, it does.
Maybe that's how. Ooh, maybe we gotta watch the movie. Maybe that's how it was in the movie too. Hey, Godzilla blew an entire head off. One of the other ones had to be damaged.
I know, but
it could be the angle, or it's just a prototype. They just painted it up, kind of thing. It doesn't mean that they're all going to look like that. Or we rewatched the movie and maybe that head actually did have a broken one, but I don't think it did. I thought they were all.
We don't have to watch.
Perfect. Yeah.
Shut up, Samson. Shut up with your Mecha King Ghidorah hate.
So, don't yuck the yum, Samson. Don't yuck the yum.
Don't steal my phrase.
Stop doing it.
All right. So, other news that has come around for X Plus, especially the Japanese website. They have, and we knew about this. We knew about this at Wonderfest, where they're reissuing the Baragon and Mothra GMK set for the 25 centimeter. Well, that has just finally gone live for the pre-orders on the Japanese website, and I almost bet money that this is not going to make it to the North America site. This is going to stay a Japanese exclusive. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the original set was. It was a Japanese exclusive, Rick only release. And I guarantee they're going to do this again, unless they partner with the Godzilla store and they have a release over there, which it seems like they're doing a lot of different releases. You don't even know which ones they're going to partner with, which ones they're going to put on the Godzilla store. Who knows? But I don't see it happening. I see it.
Some American retailers already have it up for pre-order though, so you can get it through partnered websites that we have around here.
What do you know? Which ones?
Awesome Collector has it right now.
Oh, Okay.
For pre-order.
Well,
Yeah.
that-
Awesome.
that is
He's
not
got it.
that is not a high distribution. That is somebody buying them and sending them to them. So that's
Well, I mean, there is a way to get it in the States, at least. It's not
there
gonna
is.
be-
Yes, there is. Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can even use Tenzo. So
He
I don't know
also
what that is.
just did a early Japanese release pre-order site for some of these figures, if anybody was interested.
who did?
Awesome Collectors.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll keep my opinion to myself.
And they do payments over time, which is cool. So for those of you that there's that. Because this, oh my God, $700 set for the longest time. Ooh.
Well, I mean, if you weren't smart enough to buy it right away. And then another one that kind of blew everybody away, kind of went under the radar because it's an event exclusive for a Godzilla art show. They've done this before with Bandai figures, where we got the maquette. We've gotten different colorways of like the 54 Godzilla. I think there was a Heisei Godzilla that had a weird art.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm. Well, they X Plus and Black Dragon partnered up to release this in a 30 centimeter scale. Now, Black Dragon, this is their original kit was 40 centimeters, so they scaled it down to a 30 centimeter figure, and we're getting the Awakening Shin made by Black Dragon. So it's going to be vinyl, but it's only for that art exhibit, exclusive to that. So you'll probably see them floating on the secondary market for pretty penny, but you never know. Maybe they'll do what they did with the Kickstarter for Gigan 22. They'll just release it for everybody and say, who gives a crap if it's exclusive or not.
Right.
So, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's just another kit that X Plus has partnered with Black Dragon to release in like their FSL line. And I mean, you can't go wrong with their stuff, man. It's so good. So good. So I would be down to getting this figure, honestly. So
I'm very excited about the Mothra Baragon set. That has been a hit list item for a while.
Do you have it?
No, I missed out on
You
the opportunity back in the day, and another one of those regretful missed purchases that you just never know what's going to become stupid rare in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's just one thing that you don't go for, and all of a sudden it's just super popular, super rare, and then it goes up, and then the next thing you think it is, and it's really not. So
I think it's because not many of these sets sold, and because of the mere fact that not many were pre-ordered and made and sold, that it became so stupid rare. Because this isn't the most popular Mothra design, and most people really just like the Baragon out of this set.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now everybody's chomping at the bits to get it. And now we have a second opportunity, which I find phenomenal and great for us fans that missed out on it like 7 years ago, however long it's been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right.
Go team.
So, along with X Plus, now we're going to be shifting to X Plus North America. They have their own stuff cooking. And first, we'll talk about the Toho Kaiju Wars series, which is showcasing the Godzilla maquette and the Godzilla 54 on the bottom. Now, these are going to be 17 centimeter figures, so not very big. They're basically like the size of like the Toho Maniacs. That's how I see this line, is like it's a Toho Maniacs offshoot, but just American version. And it seems like they're going to be going through a lot of the Godzilla suits and having different iterations of said suits. You know, one could be like a puppet version, one could be the suit, one could be a maquette like this, the other one the suit. It just looks like they're doing 2 releases for each suit, as far as I know of. This is all just speculation. So, so it's interesting. I'm kind of interested in the maquette, honestly. I do like the Bandai that came out for the maquette because that was the first time we've gotten anything for the maquette. But this is more accurate, more lifelike, and it's it's not going to be very big. It's not going to take up a lot of space, and like I said, I think it's like the Toho Maniacs line. So, and it's only like I think it's going for $60, $65 on the
that's not bad.
X Plus North America. So it's basically the same price as Toho Maniacs.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible.
Why did they have to make a whole different line? Why couldn't they have just stuck with that line unless they're like, oh, no, Toho Maniacs is non-monster stuff. What I do like about this, I mean, it looks phenomenal. And if you look at the photos, you can't see them in just the two we have here. The arms are actually articulated on this thing, which is different. You have a X Plus statue with the ability to move the arms. And it's not just the fact that that's how they're plugged in and made. So, like, yeah, if you look at the North American website, there's different photos of his arms in different positions. So they're actually articulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also for the North American website, they usually reissue figures that have already come out, but they give them a different paint scheme, and they're doing that with the Destroya 25 centimeter. This guy is a big guy for 25 centimeter because he's one of the biggest that Godzilla ever fought. I do dig the paint scheme. This is the poster version. So they went a lot of blacks and then very vibrant reds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not suit accurate, so don't think of that. This is based off of the poster, but it's cool because if people are big fans of the Destroya, this Destroya is one of them that went up in price also over the years, and now they have a chance to get it, I guess, and put it in their collection. I personally am not going to get this. I have the ultimate of ultimate Destroyas. That one doesn't touch this one at all. So yeah. But yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little. Yeah, exactly. Joe knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's got it too, the Ultimate Destroyer figure. So that's the good stuff. But to each their own. If you guys only do 25, here's your chance. Here's a 25 centimeter Destroyer. So I used to have it and I got rid of it. So, but it's a great figure though. It is a great figure. Sculpt on it is very solid, and I like this this darker paint scheme to it that kind of pops a little bit more.
Yeah.
The color scheme is interesting, but I feel like they should have done a complete resculpt or a different release, like made it actually look like that poster. Like he's kind of crawling on the ground, hunched over slightly with the wings bent in and stuff, instead of just retooling or painting, because it kind of doesn't make sense. It's like hyper stylized, I guess. That's the way of putting it. It's like, okay, let's take the accurate looking figure, but give it the ridiculous poster paint scheme. It just it doesn't really do it for me, honestly. It's an easy pass for me as well.
Well, outside of the Destroya, who else ordered any of the other figures?
I haven't. I might pick up the maquette down the line, but I'm cool right now.
Bitch, y'all have money?
I might pick up the maquette. That would be the only thing I'm picking up.
Yeah.
And that shin, that awakening shin, if I had the opportunity and it wasn't crazy priced, then maybe, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, Shin's going to shoot up. You know how Shin is, Eric.
And then lastly, on the North American website, they dropped the pre-order for the Godzilla Evolved Defo Reel, which we saw this at Wonderfest also. The Rick version is a light up, as you can see the top photo. His eyes and his spines light up. But it's not your typical just Godzilla. It's the running version, which is... people stop touching stuff. It's a running version that you could see in the trailer that a lot of people were angry about because Godzilla and Kong were running.
Godzilla running isn't realistic.
What the fuck?
He's never run before, guys. What are you talking about? He's never done that.
How could they just a giant radioactive fucking monster and he runs? That's so...
Oh my God, it's such a crime.
It is. How dare they do something stupid?
Blasphemy.
Fuck everybody that said that shit.
Hot take coming at you from the Monsters with Attitude.
Bring back the tail slide, for God's sake. At least that's somewhat real. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Another big release that kind of was teased through Mondo this week and then was dropped the next day was their new release from their vinyl figures, Godzilla versus Hedorah set, which looked amazing. It really does. I'm not the biggest Godzilla versus Hedorah fan. I don't like Hedorah. The movie itself, I'm not a huge fan of either. But I am super high on Mondo right now. I think everything that they're doing in their vinyl releases are just home runs. They knock them out of the park. It's perfect. Everything looks so good about them. They just captured the essence of every single character that they've done so far. And not a lot of soft-fubi companies or soft vinyl companies can say that, where they capture what that suit looks like, but it's like chibied up and cartoonied in their version of their vinyl line. And it's absolutely stunning. And this is their oil slick version that was just dropped. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday or something like that.
Thursday
was it? Yeah,
Thursday.
And this was a edition size of only 250. So I think the pre-order lasted maybe an hour or so, maybe a little less. And then they were all sold out. So, but expect to have different colorways from this. The sets, they always do at least 5 colorways for these. So, you can obviously expect a glow in the dark cherry blossom and then some other ones, probably life like version of like Godzilla and Hedorah, screen accurate, and then some other ones. So, did anybody grab this?
I wanted to, but I was broke, so I didn't get it. But I really do love the paint app on both of these figures. There's something about this paint app is just awesome. So I'm probably gonna regret not getting these, unfortunately.
From the time I saw this, they were already sold out. Sucks to suck.
See, Bandai, this is how you do a Godzilla 71. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you're not wrong.
For real.
I love that little smirk you get to see in Godzilla's face too. Like,
well, and I just love like the little thing that they did. They did a patch over his eye.
Yes.
Perfect. That's all they had to do. That's what Bandai had to do. That's all they really had to do. Maybe give the egg or egg/eyes, whatever you want to believe those orbs are. Maybe give those whatever, just differentiate it between the 68 and you would have had a good figure. So
yeah, I know when Hector was talking about this on Toy Talk the other day, this is a 68 scope. The only thing he did was change the head and change the arms. That was it.
Yeah, literally all he had to do. Literally all he had to do. Save time and money. I mean, come on.
Honesty is the best policy. Wow.
Yeah. Looks great. And I mean, honestly, Mondo won the Toy Company of the Year for our voting for Monsters with Attitudes Figure of the Year. So, I mean, they're already starting off 2025 with a bang, and we'll see what this year brings for them. They might repeat. So, does it have bone fingers? No, it doesn't have bone fingers.
that would have been perfect. Though, honestly,
that would have been really obscure.
I think that's what would have definitely made me even more mad that I missed out on this. That freaking skeleton hand.
Yeah, they could have done a lot with this, but I'm glad they kept it, honed in, but it's still different enough that that it's a 71 instead of 68. So
I just love Mondo. Oh, sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying I love Mondo so much. I can't wait for them to tackle like Baragon, Anguirus, Titanosaurus,
Yes.
Gorosaurus. You know what I mean? Like some of these, like I feel like Heisei and Beyond gets a lot of love, and then like the same things from Showa get love. You know, Gigan, Hedorah, Rodan, like they get a lot of love, but people, I don't know if like these companies just aren't aware of how popular Baragon, Anguirus, Gorosaurus, Titano are. Like, so I'm excited. I love Mondo, and there's a bunch of figures out there that I can't wait for them to tackle.
Same.
Honestly, like I would love to see their version of like Death Ghidorah or Kaiser Ghidra. You know, Monster X. Like I love Mondo. I'm very happy with what they're doing, and I hope they continue to do so.
I said it during the Figure of the Year show. Mondo is the new Marmot.
Yeah, and you're 100% right, Sam.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right, I think we got a couple more here. So we kind of touched on this a little bit with the Super 7. This is Super 7 Ultimates line. This came out of nowhere. No one saw this one. They just kind of dropped on their website, and then everybody's like, "Hey, everybody, look at this! Look what's coming!" This is Mothra 92 and Battra from Godzilla versus Mothra: The Battle for Earth. I love that we're getting something Battra. Not enough love for Battra at all. I think he's a very unique character, and I love his look. I love that he's the yang to Mothra's yang, honestly. The black moth to the good moth. I just love it, and we don't see enough of Battra. X Plus did a really nice larva of Battra, but we've never gotten an adult Battra, so love seeing this. I don't collect articulated, so I'm going to be passing on these guys, but I love that if you get it from Super 7 and you get the pack with both of them, you get exclusive alternate heads with beam effects. So if you want alternate heads with beam effects, make sure you go to super7.com and order from them, and you can get that. Nobody else is offering that, so that is exclusive.
That's similar to what they did with the Space Godzilla Mogera set.
I was going to say, we saw that. We got that from you, Joe, during one of our unboxings. So I kind of have a feeling I know what you're getting pretty soon.
Oh yeah, this was a instant pre-order for me. I did order it through Super 7. As much as I love Mondo, I am just as much of a fan of what Super 7 is doing with all their different lines, but specifically the Ultimates, not just Godzilla, but their Power Ranger Ultimates too. I'm so impressed. I hope they continue just knocking it out of the park. I don't know a better way to put it, but and I agree with you, Eric. Battra does not get the love and respect that he deserves. I think that the lore of Battra could be so fascinating, just like with Mothra, like to expand on it like the Rebirth of Mothra films did with Mothra. I think Battra fits so well and so easy in a lot of the different series. I would love to see him make an appearance in the Monsterverse, especially now that they brought Mothra back. And he could actually be, a villain of some kind, like literally the evil Mothra. And even if they didn't want to get rid of him, maybe, they have him turn and join Mothra and Godzilla and fighting something even more powerful, like a Hedorah or a whatever. I don't know. But I love Battra. I love Super 7 and their Ultimates line. This was an absolute instant pre-order for me. And I passed on the Mondo 71 set. I literally had it in my cart, and I was just kind of like, I have so many things pre-ordered, and I'm actually going to be stepping away and hanging up the jersey of Bouncing at a Bar, which is my Godzilla money, here in the next couple months. So
Yep.
I need to kind of, pay off what I have and save up because I have a couple conventions to go to this year. One of them obviously is G-Fest, so it's just like I got to start reeling back a little bit if I want to be able to go and have fun. So
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Joe. I'm in the same boat.
Adulting sucks.
It does.
Lows.
Millennials grew up in the greatest time to be a kid and the worst time to be an adult.
For real.
And
Fucking boomers.
Alex, I like what Mondo does, but it does honestly do it for me. In order to purchase, they look good, but seem too toyish and odds.
Wow.
And
That's
maybe that's what, and honestly, maybe that's what they're going for because they have this other look to their stuff that is different than what you typically see for Japanese soft vinyl releases. Honestly, I think the Japanese soft vinyl, for the most part, try to go as accurate as possible. But it just seems like Mondo has this different feel and look where they try to do that, but they try to make it more cartoony in
Super
that
7?
sense. It's Mondo.
No, Mondo.
They're soft vinyls. I don't know what it is. It's I've been contemplating how to describe their look and how they do their figures, but I haven't found the right words to describe their style. But it is different, and I think that's a good thing. So we don't get something that is kind of already done with, especially the Japanese. I mean, they have been doing it for decades, and it's good to get something different. So.
Yeah, maybe that's a question we asked Hector one day on what exactly got him to get the designs that he actually for the scopes. What's the thought process that goes behind them? Maybe.
Yep, absolutely. But that's all I had for slides. So that's kind of the Godzilla Kaiju toy news that we went about the last couple weeks, because last week we had our monthly show with the figure of the year voting. So it was a lot of fun. And so we kind of played catch up. But now, if anybody wants, and tune in, tell your friends, we can start talking about the wrestling edition to this show if we'd like.
You showed the Band Presto Claw game stuff, which kind of reminded me of the Ichiban Kuji, the Godzillasaurus in 91. I don't know if this was out there, but I just saw apparently the release date for that is August. Because I think we were talking about it last week, right?
Or maybe probably a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just saw on Twitter, I think it was, Kaiju News Outlet on Twitter just said that they will be released in August.
Nice. All right.
Godzillasaurus.
All right. I'm definitely buying all of that.
Yep, it's two versions of the 91 Godzilla, the 92 Mothra, and the Godzillasaurus with 3 doors. It's kind of funny though, the Mothra is just kind of like thrown in there. It's like you think she would be part of like the next one or something, but
well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know why they threw her in, because you would think if they did 2 Godzillas and then the Godzillasaurus with the Dorats, that should have been it. Because we always get like 2 bigger figures and then maybe a littler one or a special third one. But they went 2 smaller ones and then 2 Godzillas. I don't really know why they did it. And maybe it's because the next one after that, we're probably getting the Ghidorah and Mecha King Ghidorah. And those 2 are just going to be huge figures.
Yeah. But then I guess Joe makes a good point. So then why even throw in the Mothra larva?
Yeah.
There's not going to be no plans of doing or tackling on that movie in the next.
We don't know.
I mean, probably eventually, but it is kind of a weird kind of insert Mothra larva, here you go kind of thing. I don't know.
It's like, here, just for fun, we'll just throw in this.
Yeah. Here you go.
Has nothing to do with the movie, but screw it. In there. Speaking of turds,
I don't got nothing. I say we hit the main event with the final boss.
So we touching that first, huh?
Well, on that note, I will take my leave because I have nothing to add to this conversation. I'm sorry. Y'all know, so I will just sit here.
Thanks for joining. We appreciate you.
Of course. I'm sorry I'm the pill of the situation when it comes to wrestling. Y'all
we're trying, guys. We're trying to turn him. We're slowly.
It's not happening.
He's pretty stubborn as shit. So
I gave up. I gave up.
I haven't liked it since I was a kid. I'm sorry. But y'all can like whatever you want. I love that y'all love it. I have no idea how to follow. There's too much to catch up on. Have an awesome conversation.
All right, buddy.
Goodbye, Sammy.
Bye, Samson.
See you guys.
Bye, buddy. See ya.
So I do have a quick question before we get started. Are we gonna do y'all want to start in order of the pay-per-view, or we just going straight to the main thing?
Yeah, I think we need to go in order, dude. Like,
okay,
damn it, bro.
Yeah, I know. Like, because I will say, because honestly, as good as the ending was, there was a lot of stuff that leading up to it was as good throughout this pay-per-view. So we definitely need to tackle that because we could go on for a very long time, I think, with that final segment. But I think this other stuff needs to be talked about as well.
I think so too.
So
I guess I'll bring it up first. The women's elimination chambers match. Elimination chamber. All the women come out and everything. Naomi and Liv Morgan will be the first two to come out until we hear Jade Cargill's music come out. Of course, he comes out. Liv Morgan's looking scared shitless, and all of a sudden, Naomi gets her ass beat. Out of the elimination chamber.
Dude, when I saw that she's coming, I was like, go after Naomi. Go after Naomi. Go after Naomi. I was like, you can't go after Liv. I go, that's too obvious.
Yeah,
I was like, if you want to have good storytelling, you have to go over and beat up Naomi. And either she was the one who actually attacked her, or she's jealous of what she did to step in and replace her. Now she wants to take her out, or Jade Cargill is bad and she's just taking her out. I don't know, but I thought that was good writing and they had to do it that way. Otherwise it wouldn't have been that good. It would have been a flop.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, while the pay-per-view went live, at least like the first two matches of Elimination Chamber, I was out, so I really didn't get a chance to sit down and watch them. But yeah, when I saw Jade following her career before she came on board the WWE train, I like her better as a heel. And truth be told, Eric, with what you just said, if this is her coming out as a heel, then I'm all on board for that. With the whole Naomi thing, I'm already assuming it's because maybe Naomi had something to do with her getting jumped, which I didn't even want it to be Naomi. I wanted that to be Bianca to have like done something for her to like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would have preferred more than just Naomi, you know. So nonetheless, it was hype. Damn, we got a lot of pigs in the professional wrestling community. That's all they talked about besides what happened towards the end. Damn, look at Jay looking fine. And I'm like, yo, you guys are a freaking trip. Holy crap. But listen, I'm all on board with what is going to happen from this moment on forward leading to WrestleMania for Jade. So,
and you know, and also too, if they really want to, it could still be Bianca. If they really want to really put another layer on that onion, it could be her where Bianca told Naomi to do it. And and Naomi's kind of the scapegoat. So Bianca could have more of the spotlight because Jade came in. She was such a high profile signing. and appearance into WWE, she immediately was thrown in there and thrown with Bianca, and maybe some of that spotlight was taken off of Bianca, and maybe she didn't like that. So honestly, they could go farther with this storyline and really cook and really get this kind of flowing, and then we could have Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania, which would be, I think, a really killer match, because they're both very big powerhouses in their own right in the women's division. And they were friends at one point. They were tag team champions at one point. It would be a very good story, I think.
Yes. So I'm crossing my fingers for that. Okay, director of creative, Eric Stolp. Jade versus Bianca, last woman standing.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
And then can we talk about that hair whip to Liv Morgan? Good God.
My God. Dude.
No, she whipped that trick, bro.
She did.
That was so nasty, dude. Oh my God.
Bro, that gave me PTSD.
For real.
Oh my God, dude. It was so loud. And then you saw it after she came down. You saw that it wrapped around and got her stomach.
Yep.
I was like, good God. I was like, somebody cut this woman's hair off, and because she uses it as a weapon. Oh my God.
I miss when she used to do that like very often in her NXT run. I don't see her do that often anymore. And that to me was one of the things that really made her stood out, was that she would use her hair and start whipping bitches with it. I was like, oh my God. And then hearing the whoosh, I'm like, oh nah. Listen, I got like maybe even 200 pounds on you, girl. And if you hit me with that, I'm going on my knees. I'm sorry.
Yep.
For real. Dude, for real. My youngest was watching that with me, and she liked Bianca because she liked that she was, swinging her hair, blah, 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 and stuff. And immediately when she did that, she's like, oh my God. I was like, I know. I was like, that's why I don't like her. She cheats. She goes, yeah, she's a cheater. I think she felt really bad for Liv Morgan because she had that welt. Because I was like, look. I was like, there's a welt on her stomach. And she's like, oh my God. That was priceless.
Oh goodness.
But overall, how would you guys rate that match overall? Say
of course, Joe.
1 out of 10. 10 being the best, 1 being worse. What would you rate it?
I can't give it a rating because like I said, I didn't even get to see that. I only saw like highlights this morning when I woke up. So I can't give no opinion, but I will give a rating on that whip. I give it a freaking 10. I'll tell you that.
Oh goodness! If I had to give it a rating, I'll probably say a 7. Because I didn't like that Naomi didn't get replaced, and they only went with 5. That annoyed the piss out of me.
Ooh, yeah.
That was annoying. Someone should have came in for Naomi at least.
Yep, same. I think that should have been a thing, honestly. Joe, you said 4.
And that's being kind.
Yeah, and then he gets a big thumbs down first.
You know what? I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be honest with you. Women's wrestling don't do it for me. And I don't think it's smooth. I don't think it looks good. I think that they do moves that they shouldn't do. And it may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't, it doesn't do it for me. There are certain women wrestlers that I really, really am a fan of, like Asuka. I think she's amazing, but the Japanese, pretty much any of the Japanese women, because they do that strong style and they're a little bit more stiff and it's a little bit more snug. a lot of the women's stuff does not look believable to me at all. But to be fair, a lot of modern wrestling today looks like shit to me. So it's not just the women, but
I was going to say, if I were to send you suggestions, and all the suggestions I was going to send you was all from Japanese promotions.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to say that women can't do the business. I'm saying that the women in the I don't understand the appeal of it at all. I think it's sloppy. I think it's not very good. But I also think that, generally speaking, for a lot of today's wrestling in general, I just think the women are the worst of it.
Wow. Okay.
Hey,
hot take.
MWA has some controversial opinions sometimes, and I ain't afraid to share it. So I'm just speaking the truth, my truth, man. I don't see the appeal of it. I don't think they're very good, and I'm sorry, I don't. Come at me, bro.
No, you know what? That's wow. Okay, Joe.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a certain reply from people before I say something else. But
I'm gonna give it a 5. It was in the middle. Like I agree with Adrian, they should have replaced Naomi with somebody. Nathaniel actually just said Chelsea Green. That would have been kind of great. She's kind of over with the fans, honestly.
Yes.
But I feel like Alexa Bliss didn't get enough time to shine.
No,
I know she's just coming back, but I feel like they didn't do enough with her. Honestly, I think the one who stole the show in that match was Roxanne Perez. I think they need to move her up to main roster immediately. She is already better than a lot of the main roster women there are now, honestly. So I think, honestly, I thought it was going to be Alexa or Roxanne just to get that boost because Alexa is a well-known name. She's just coming back. I mean, why not? They gave the title shot to Charlotte on a silver freaking platter, and it was like, hey, we're just going to let you run the Royal Rumble because you just came back. Why not give it to Alexa? I like Alexa way more than I like Charlotte. So I was kind of hoping for that. But I actually did think that Roxanne was going to get the catapult and actually win on a very surprising kind of win. But so the overall outcome I wasn't a big fan of. But I thought last year's Elimination Chamber was better for the women's side than this year. I did like the Jade Cargill stuff. That was great. But that's its own little story, and it kind of took away from the match itself.
Yeah.
So, but I thought Liv did a tremendous job. She took a beating from everybody, and obviously she took a hair whip. But yeah, it was. I'd give it about a 5. So.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Bianca won, so I'm gonna have to drop my show 5 too because I did not think Bianca Belair was gonna win. I was not happy about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have not expected for her to get over in that match. Definitely between Roxanne and
Alexis.
Bliss.
Yeah, but I get it at the same time because Rhea's the champion. She's a powerhouse herself. They kind of need to put another powerhouse against her to make it look like she could potentially lose the belt, even though, let's be honest, she's not going to.
Yeah, no.
So I can see why they did it. And we haven't had a rivalry with these two yet.
In a long time.
So it is, it's about time that they had one for the next 6 weeks, and maybe we'll get some good TV with it. So. Well, yeah. Next match. Next match was. Do you want to touch on the Tiffany and Trish?
Oh God, no!
Nah, we ain't gotta talk about that. Trish didn't look bad. That's about it.
It was just because Trish is Canadian. It was in Canada.
Yeah.
I think they just kind of threw it in there just to please the audience. But let's be honest, Trish did not get the reception that I think a lot of us thought she would get.
I didn't see.
No, she didn't.
I didn't feel like she got the reception that would show a homegrown, homegirl feel to that arena. It just didn't feel like it. She didn't get the pop that I expected, honestly. So that's all I'm going to say about that one.
No, that's true. That's true. I agree. I mean, and honestly, the next match we didn't get that either. To be 100% honest, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Tiffany and Trish against Nia, and we ain't gonna talk about that. We can move on. It was entertaining, but we ain't gotta touch on it.
I would give it a 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
if I was to rank that one. So
I can't even rate it because I didn't even see that match neither.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch it. Okay.
Yeah,
you didn't miss
I didn't either because
yeah, you didn't really miss too much on that one.
Yeah, so. And I just think like especially with Trish Stratus now, like she's just getting stale. Like maybe that's why she didn't get the reception that most people believe that she deserved. And you know, she is a trailblazer in the women's division, but
absolutely.
With all these continuations of coming back to every single like women's Royal Rumble, that one short brief run you did recently with
with Becky Lynch.
With Becky Lynch,
yeah.
Like,
or she was bad.
Bitch, how do you become bad cutting promos? And you are a seasoned vet. You are one that every woman that is wrestling now and that will be wrestling in yesteryear would look up to. And you come back horrible. Maybe that's another reason why I was just like, yeah, no, sorry. Like even her comeback recently was just pointless to me. So
yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Getting sleepy.
All right, so obviously, Joe, you would rate that match pretty low. Adrian, what would you rate that one real quick?
Yeah, like a 3.
Oh damn,
okay.
3.
All right, so then we'll move on to what was that?
I was gonna say that it does hurt me to say that it's a 1 because I do think that Trish is a fantastic worker and she has done so much for the business, especially for progressing women in the business. And I think that that's really awesome. Like her and Lita, China, among many others. And I don't want to, just name a few, but
yeah.
It's looking rough.
All right, we'll move on to the other match that really kind of tore the house down, honestly. And that was the unsanctioned match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So, Joe, you can go first since the first 2 matches we talked about weren't favorites for you. What did you think about this one in particular?
Well, not a fan of Sami Zayn, really. If I'm being honest, I do not understand the appeal of that man. I really don't. I think he can be funny, so I guess maybe that's it. But honestly, the popularity of Sami Zayn and CM Punk kind of baffle me. I don't think they're very good. I don't understand it. I really don't. I think they're both very overrated. However, this match was pretty hardcore and was all right. So it was all right. It was good. Yeah, it was good. I mean,
there is no pleasing you. There is no pleasing you.
Okay.
It was probably the best on the card, right? Like,
if you said that was all right. I personally thought it was dog shit.
I think it was the best on the card. I think I would give it probably a 6.3.
Jordan.
Okay. Listen. Linda, honey, listen.
Yourself.
How are you gonna take a steel chair shot being freaking tilted forward to a barbed wire steel chair and not receive no color. How do you get slammed on top of that exact same chair and there's no color? For the chair to then be revealed that is wrapped in fake barbed wire. To me, especially after seeing the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match, and when was that match? Their last match.
Ooh,
was that Bad Blood?
What was it again?
Blood?
Yes.
Bad Blood.
It was. I mean, I get it with the direction that WWE has been on in quite some time, and we got to see a little bit of that, but it was just straight like shoot after shoot after shoot, spot after spot, and they went with it, both CM Punk and Drew. To then have that somehow, some way be bamboozled into what we saw last night, especially with the chair shots. I'm like, dude, even Sami Zayn taking those shots with the chair connected to his neck up against the steel post on 2 occasions. You mean to tell me you're not going to be gushing blood out of your freaking mouth where we've seen that so many times? Listen, I'm a man of color, all right? Look at the flag, the Puerto Rican flag, all right? I'm a man of color. And in wrestling, especially in this specific story between Sami and Kevin, and knowing what they have done for themselves on their own individual paths, but together being, good rivals, a good tag team, whatever it is, I wanted to see some freaking color. It's Elimination Chamber. From what we grew up with in Elimination Chamber, yes, it was just a match exclusive on whatever pay-per-view they wanted to throw it in, not this whole freaking glamorous pay-per-view where, to me, it takes away the unique of an Elimination Chamber match. But god damn it, give me color. I want to see blood. That to me is what also builds up the story. Eric, if I'm going to hit you with the steel chair, boy, you better be bleeding. If you throw me, you have me up on your shoulder, and you're sprinting up against the steel post, and my head goes boom up against that post, bro, I'll be bleeding like a stuffed pig. If we are told, and if we got to improvise to where we can't do it and insult the intelligence of the audience, I will be extremely upset.
So you're telling me that it was a bad match because there was no blood?
Yes. It was the last spot before the match ended. The moment I saw Kevin Owens lean forward and hit his head up against that chair, I'm like, oh my God, we're about to get color. We're going to get color. And I'm like, damn, this dude got a thick skull. That's weird. And then when he gets slammed on top of it, for the barbed wire to just brush off of his shirt, not look like it's even sticking, that's when I realized that it's fake barbed wire. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
I don't know if it was fake barbed wire. He was bleeding from his shirt on his back.
Dude, we saw 2 different matches then.
No. You were looking for blood on his forehead or his face.
Oh,
I saw it.
I'm looking for 2 men going at it, looking like stuffed pigs at the end of the freaking day.
You know what though? Jordan isn't completely wrong. Because we've seen a multitude of matches, people busted up and bloodied all over the place, that were not nearly as violent as this match was. At least one of them probably should have been busted open, I think, to be 100% fair. But I'm not going to say it's a shit match either, like Jordan. I didn't do that.
Hold up. You can't tell me. Okay, so if you're talking about a match that needs blood to be good,
I'm not saying that.
But you are though. You're saying
no.
That
I'm saying the last
wasn't
spot
good because it wasn't bloody.
No. What I said was within that last spot before the match ended, you're involving things that consist of what will obviously cut somebody open, and none of that happened. that to me, I'm like, oh god damn it! Like that was the little oomph that would have been like, oh my goodness, that was a banger. And I'm listen. I know a lot of people here, especially you guys bash Sammy and Kevin. For Sammy, for me, I get it. But as for Kevin, I am a Kevin Owens fan. I was a Kevin Steen fan before a Kevin Owens fan. I was a El Generico fan before this dude came into the WWE as Sami Zayn. And I'm like, dude, you there's no excuse as to why this couldn't have been a thing.
No, you're okay. I understand where they came from in the matches that they used to do were next level hardcore. But that's not WWE.
Oh no.
It's different. Plus, the shots that they took were never in the head or face. The only one that took a shot in the head or face was when Sammy smashed Kevin's face into the barbed wire seat. Okay.
Yeah.
But that messed up Kevin's eye. You could tell that something got in his eye or poked his eye or whatever because that messed it up. But other than that, every chair shot, every table they went through all hit their backs. They never went for the forehead or heads. So I think that's why we never got blood because they never went for the forehead or the head.
Weak. I mean, this also goes to say for anybody that's still tuning in to watch this, like we always say it to this very day. I mean, Joe says it more lively than anybody, but wrestling back then or wrestling now can never be anything that will ever replace or be something that is duplicate or the equal to what wrestling was back then. Absolutely not. But,
no, you're right.
Give me blood. Give me like a paper cut. Give me that.
What's up, Wander? He's saying maybe they were told not to have any color because of what was going to happen later on.
That's actually a very real possibility.
It very well
because it was a significant moment.
Yeah,
I can't get over that.
Think about it.
No. That does make sense. But then why have that finish? And then to involve fake barbed wire.
I'm just happy there weren't any women wrestling.
Oh, shut up.
I guess we can also touch on what happened after the match too. When Sami Zayn is about to get that damn pill driver, and then all of a sudden the return of the Legend Killer. Finally.
The Viper, baby, the Viper
came in and beat that ass.
Yeah. And honestly, it would have made my night if he was able to punt him because
that
would have put the icing on the cake. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to bring that back because when they started letting Seth Rollins do the stomp again, pretty sure they were going to let Randy do the punt again, and they should because that was such a devastating move and just segment that he always did to anybody. He would just put him out, and it was like, holy crap, that was a holy crap moment. So I'm glad that he even teased it to do it, which maybe we'll get it like at WrestleMania if he fights Kevin in a match or something.
You mean when? They're gonna fight WrestleMania.
Yeah. The punt was definitely the kill shot for Randy's list of maneuvers.
Dude,
and I have never been so hyped to see Randy Orton come out and surprise the fans in a long time. Not even when he came back in War Games was I hyped. They also kind of ruined that hype of him coming back and stuff with already announcing it. But dude, when I heard the voices, I was freaking roaring.
For real.
Same.
All right, what would you guys rate this match?
A 16. Moving on.
16. What does that
Debatable.
mean?
16. I'll say 6. I'll give it a 6.
I'll go 6. I'll go 6.
4.69.
Oh,
4.
God.
You just gotta be that way.
Might as well
Yes, he
round it
does.
up to a 9. I mean, not to a 9.
That's funny. All right, we'll move on to the main events.
Let's go.
The Elimination Chamber
Mhm.
of the men. What did you guys think of that match?
For the most part, I liked it. I don't like how Drew McIntyre was taken out. That was stupid as hell to me. And I did not like how Damian Priest got taken out either. That was also stupid.
Well, and this is coming from a Puerto Rican, maybe the Damian thing, I was like, okay, whatever. But He-Man, absolutely not, bro.
Drew McIntyre is one of my favorites right now. So I was sad that he didn't win. However, I was happy that Damian Priest didn't win. So I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, that match was kind of split for me because, like, I don't really like Punk. I don't like Damian Priest. I like Logan Paul, but I don't think he should win yet.
Fuck Logan Paul.
I like Drew McIntyre a lot, and I don't really like Cena, but I respect the career he's had. So it was kind of cool to see him win, but I don't know.
There was nobody in that match besides John Cena that was more believable of main eventing WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes than John Cena. It was too
Say that
obvious.
again, Jordan?
For real.
I'm saying there was nobody in that match besides John Cena that was more believable winning that match to main event WrestleMania with Cody.
See, I think they could have done something interesting with Punk because Punk came back and Cody's been in every main event kind of WrestleMania for the past couple of years.
Mhm.
And I think they could have had a cool little feud where you tie back to the history of Paul Heyman giving Dusty a job when they were hurting for money. Paul Heyman and his relationship with CM Punk. You could also have CM Punk saying to Cody, listen, motherfucker, I didn't come back to watch you main event WrestleMania. I came back to finally main event my own WrestleMania. I don't have much left in the tank, and fuck you thinking that you're going to take this from me. Like, and just flat out, like, kind of like blurring those lines of reality and saying, like, I'm older, I'm more beat up, and injuries happen with me frequently. I don't know if I'm going to make it to WrestleMania this time or for another 5 or another 10, or maybe this is my last one. And fuck you for stepping in my spot.
So to CM Punk, if that would be the role, I'd be like, okay, motherfucker, then just retire, leave.
I agree.
Joe, I can't express this enough. I absolutely hate CM Punk.
He's very overrated.
Extreme, dude. Oh my God! Like,
CM
even
Punk is very, very lucky that he rose, in quotation marks, rose to prominence in a time in WWE when it was very stale, very redundant, and very formulaic. And he got popular in a time when the fans were very bored with the product and were sick and tired of the same old stuff. So he came in and offered something different simply by saying, yeah, the product sucks and screw Vince McMahon, and being quote unquote edgy. But if he came up in any other time, I'm sorry, I don't know if he would have stood out like he did during his time. That's just my opinion.
No, yeah, I couldn't agree more. I don't know if any of you guys followed his crazy run in All Elite Wrestling. Has anybody followed that run?
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Yeah,
I think you mean All Petite Wrestling.
Oh
I'm
The way
pretty sure that
looking
nobody
now-
in that company is over 140 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah. Or 140 years old, I'd say that. It's unfortunate because I was one that followed it from the moment it came out. And it's oh my god. When CM Punk came to AEW, I was like, oh god, this company's gonna go downhill from here on out. And then, ironic enough, with the whole bullshit shenanigans that was going on with him, everybody else behind scenes, to then get released, come back, to then get released again, and now he's back in the WWE, and just seeing the state of where AEW is at now, that could be a whole nother show. It's just like, oh my god. But yeah, listen, anything that will make me watch CM Punk take a big fat L, listen, I'm here's my ticket. I will be all in it, for real. But yeah, like the choice of individuals in that match to me was just like, ugh. Excluding Drew McIntyre, aka He-Man. I gotta acknowledge that. But yeah, just everybody else is just like, no, no, not for me. But there's one thing that mattered, and there's one thing that I did not expect to happen.
Yeah.
But before that comes about, I would like to know everybody else's opinions on that match, specifically Eric Stalapi and Adrian does not settle for less settle.
So it was a decent match. I knew the outcome. Like you said, Jordan, I didn't see anything else or any other winner winning that match. Honestly, especially when Cena went through the pod, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna stay there until the very end." You know, give him time to relax and catch his breath and come in and kind of just take the win. But it was nice to see that we finally got Cena and Punk again. Because the last time we saw them was that they were both fighting for the title and Punk won and he took his title and he went home. That was the last time we ever saw Punk in the WWE. And coincidentally, it was against John Cena. And finally, after how many years, they're back in the ring together again and, you know, squaring off. It was great. I loved the show of respect. Yeah. Like I love the show of respect for each other. It looked like it was genuine, like, hey, it's good to see you back here again for both of them, you know, where they were and are in their careers. But it was an okay, predictable match, basically. You know, they had some highlights with like Jake Paul. I knew he would kind of have some highlights, you know, and then of course McIntyre would get screwed some way or whatever, so he can keep going on his bitching tour, you know, about poor me kind of thing. And then they also up the ante and the storyline for Punk and Seth Rollins, which we'll see what happens with that match, because Seth Rollins was eliminated coincidentally by CM Punk, but then CM Punk got the last laugh because he gave him the stomp and cost him the match.
Yep.
Now Punk can say I didn't give up or I didn't tap out. He just went to sleep, kind of thing. Yeah, he passed out. But yeah, it's kind of, you know, it was they did some good things in there, but it was very predictable.
No, I honestly completely agree with Eric. There's not really too much more I can put in it. But put to that, the first half of the match was it was the ending that really kept me engaged and excited me. Especially seeing John Cena and CM Punk fight again after God knows how many years. That's the part that really made me happy. And then seeing CM Punk getting curb stomped, that was hilarious.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good night, Jared.
So what would everybody score that match?
A 6.
A 6?
About a 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah.
5.3.
I would have to give it a 5. Again, just because of like the choice of guys that they had, and it's not to throw slander in their names that they can't work a match. It's just, again, it wasn't something that was believable. But now to the big one. The big one. Though, don't give me that look.
I've got thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen,
hold on to your butts.
If y'all were already, if you guys were, those are still here that threw in the comments already earlier on in the show before we even went live, y'all are already well aware of what we're going to talk about. For those that don't know, oh well, we don't give a damn if we're going to spoil it. John Cena turned on the people.
Oh,
John Cena is officially
10 years too late.
A dick. So, all right, I 100,000% agree. Yes, 10 years way too late. And especially with the potential of what we could have had and what we already knew what could have been a possibility now back then. But god damn. If I can, and if I ever did, I would have gotten an anti-John Cena tattoo somewhere in my body. Everybody knew if there was one man besides Roman Reigns and CM Punk that I absolutely hate in the scene of professional wrestling, it was and always will forever have been John Cena. Mm-hmm. However, last night, after seeing that, I was like, dude, this isn't supposed to happen. Why? I could have been 100, and I would have been okay with never seeing John Cena go back to turn as a heel. Now, if I ever, I don't even want to be 100. I feel like I would just be like, yo, pull the plug. If I ever get that old, I would be like telling my grandchildren's, listen, if there is anything in my life that I ever grew up to witness that stopped the world, it was not COVID. It wasn't anything else that has happened since then. It was John Cena turning heel and turning on the people. That to this, listen, all day at work, you guys, I couldn't talk to nobody about wrestling because nobody that I knew there watches the wrestling. So my anxiety, my blood pressure was off the charts. I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, yo, fuck you motherfuckers. Y'all don't like wrestling and shit like that. But I'm like, yo, I gotta go home. And as soon as I got home, I was on the phone with a few of my friends that already posted it up on their stories. But my God, I have so many other thoughts about this. And this is all right. If there's one thing, I will close off with what I will say about what happened last night. As much as I've grown up my entire life saying to the world, I hate John Cena. There is one man, or not one man. There is one thing I'll give him, and I see why majority people will call him this. This guy showed me last night how much of a fucking goat he is.
Yeah.
John, I've seen some of the pilots in these crashes land their plane easier than you just did.
No! Steve went heel!
Yeah, thank you. And you took 45 minutes to say that.
You didn't talk about it.
Oh shit. Adrian, what did you think about it?
So, unlike all my brothers up here. I've honestly always loved John Cena, from the Doctor of Thugonomics to It's My Time Now. And I was honestly really sad about the Last Time tour. And then last night happened. And Jesus Christ, did I not see that coming? All what's burnt in my head and all of it in it right now is that look he gave The Rock. That look and just this dead straight face and at that point, oh shit.
I thought it was still him showing him some type of animosity he still had towards him with all those years of beefing.
When I saw
so nice.
That, I was like, oh shit. Fuck, it's over.
So nice.
What's supposed to happen?
I knew right away. I looked at Cena's face.
Yep.
He had the serious. I was like, oh, he's going bad immediately. I have seen clips on people's reactions about watching this, and they literally don't react until he actually kicks them in the balls. I'm like, I reacted immediately when I saw Cena's face. I was like, oh, right there, that face. It's done. He's turning. I was like, there is no reason why Cena should have been out there when Rock was asking for Cody's soul, blah, blah, blah. It should have been between those two. With Cena staying there, it only could have gone one of both ways. Either Cody goes bad or Cena goes bad.
Yeah.
It just depended on what Cody said. If Cody said, yes, okay, he's bad, Cena's good. If it's the other way, Cena's going bad, Cody's staying good. Immediately when he said, go F yourself, immediately I was like, oh, that's easy. Cena's going bad. It's so clear. I've watched wrestling for so long. I was like, that's easy. You know that's going to happen.
No,
So it wasn't like, it was surprising, but it wasn't like, holy crap, he's going bad. Because I saw his face. I knew what he was going to do. I was like, oh, he's turning on him immediately. So I thought Cena did the face too early, I think. I think he should have been embracing Cody and then, all happy-go-lucky, and then with Rock doing the throat slit. Then Cena should have went serious face and then kicked him in the balls. I thought Cena went too early on that face, and like I said, immediately I saw it and I was like, no, he's already bad, So I thought he sold it too early. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that was on purpose. Maybe he did make that face like, Rock, is it time? And then maybe.
All right, Joe.
It wasn't supposed to happen.
You can say your piece here.
My piece, I don't feel like is controversial. I'm going to say two things. One, it is not as historic as Hogan's. I do not think it was executed as good as Hogan's, because Hogan's, you legitimately could see where Hogan was coming in to make the save and team with WCW. So I don't think it was nearly as impactful. Do I think it was still the biggest turn in 25 years right after Hogan? Yes, probably. Yeah.
Not for me. Yeah.
But here's my problem with it. I think a John Cena turn could have been huge, and done right could have been just as big as Hogan's heel turn. But the elephant in the room is, with 20 days or 20 dates left on Cena's contract, or 20 appearances or whatever it is, I don't see how they're really going to flesh this whole thing out. It's like, okay, he's going to turn heel, and then he's going to be back to being a babyface by SummerSlam? I kind of wish that Cena had another year or two on his contract in order to really flesh the story out.
Or that we know of. What if he's just bullshitting about the John Cena farewell tour?
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, I mentioned that last night, and that could be true. Like, hey, got you suckers. Thanks for buying my new shirts. You just made me an extra $1 million. You know, like, yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I'll say this. I'm cautiously optimistic. Because we don't know anything yet on how the story is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
He just turned, and he hasn't talked. I hope he talks differently. I hope he dresses differently. Yes. I hope he presents himself differently. I hope that there's a radical change in his appearance and his moveset, all of it. Change. And then
he has to. He has to sell that character.
He does.
He has to. If he doesn't, the whole turn means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He has to completely go against everything that he believed in. He has to. He has to. And with you, Joe, saying, we talked a little bit last night about this. Jordan, you weren't on the call. But to me, I agree with you, Joe. This is not as big as Hogan's turn. I still think Hogan's turn is the biggest in industry, and it still is not even close, honestly. I understand this is big, but Cena has been bad before. Hogan was never bad. Hogan was never bad. So when he did go bad, that was huge. But I still think with what they did, and like I just said previously when I talked about how they set up why Cena was out there, blah, 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 I knew it was coming. I say Hogan is first, and honestly, the Cena turn is third, honestly. I think the second biggest turn was Austin at WrestleMania 17 with Vince McMahon. You can't tell me I'm wrong, because he fought against Vince for years and years and years and detested that man, put him through hell. Hell. And then he sold his soul to keep or win the WWF championship at that time.
Yeah.
That was a bigger turn and a more shocking turn than this Cena was. Like I said, this Cena one to me wasn't as shocking as what everybody's making out to be, honestly.
I can agree with you on that it's not as shocking. Austin was a face for what, 5 years? Cena was a face for 20. Like, no, 20 plus. Yes, he was. It's 2025. In 2005, he was. Didn't he win his first WrestleMania in 2005
against JBL?
Yeah, against JBL.
Yeah, in Chicago. Right?
To throw in there.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I was there. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's
well, how long was he bad when he first came in? How long was he bad?
I think it was from like 01 or 02, something like that. Whatever the Ruthless Aggression stint was.
3 to 4. Because when he
because
the boxer shorts and the fucking elbow and the knee pads, the actual wrestling boots, before he then transcended into the Doctor of Thugonomics, white boy rapping, talking shit gimmick. Later.
Yeah, but don't forget he also won the US title too before the championship too. So it had
WrestleMania 21 was in Hollywood. That's where he won his first world championship against JBL. The following year was WrestleMania 22 in Chicago, where he fought Triple H. And that year he was booed out of the building. Trust me. And the Monday Night Raw afterwards, trust me, because I was there. And he was a face, but he was getting booed like a heel at that time. So this had to have been he's been a face since at least 2005.
At least.
So for 20, that's the only reason why I think this is bigger than Austin's, is because of the longevity of Cena sticking with that hustle, loyalty, respect, and being like that Superman character. But I agree with you, Eric. I do agree with you that Austin's was way more shocking because you didn't see that coming.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I found it funny afterwards when I found out before the show started, he was backstage with Make-A-Wish kids.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, no way. The complete and utterly disrespect. Why? Dude, you go to WrestleMania day one and you freaking fight Austin Theory for the US Championship, walking down the ramp with Make-A-Wish kids to then lose that freaking piece of crap. Not even a close, nowhere near. Shouldn't even be a wrestler, in my opinion.
That was Vince's fault. You know that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. And then to follow it up with this, I was like, dude, what a life I lived. Wow. I've seen everything. I guess I was wrong. John Cena went back to his old roots. I have to throw that in there that he went back into his old roots because everyone was like, oh my God, John Cena turned heel for the first time. Know your shit first before you start talking your shit. And it's like, oh man. So I am extremely curious as to what is going to lead to this whole new demographic now because it's crazy.
Exciting time to be a wrestling fan, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely picking up for WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
It's picking up now, finally. We're getting some traction, even though this stuff should start January 1st. Because they always say road to WrestleMania, starts with the Royal Rumble, which is in January. We should already be on our way with some of this stuff. And I mean, I agree, in the press conference with The Rock, he was saying, just let everything kind of take its course. We play the long game, things are set in motion, blah, blah, blah. I get it, but sometimes you really have to kind of put it out there to have something for people to look forward to. Because, I mean, honestly, when Royal Rumble hit and Cody Rhodes won, we knew exactly what was going on at WrestleMania. We knew, and we were all for it. He had his rematch, and we felt like he was going to win this time. So we had it for several months. Yep. We finally are getting the meat of WrestleMania finally, and the first week or first couple days of March, for God's sakes. We're behind here a couple months, so I'm glad we're finally picking up a little bit, but I think you need to start earlier. And I just think this whole turn with Cena is just, like I said, it's too late. It sucks that he's only going to be here for so long. It almost makes this whole turn not even really worth a lot, honestly. But I can see why they're doing it. And honestly, I think this is the last step to show everybody that Cody is the baby face of the company. He is the WWE, and he is the name that everybody's going to look up to, talk about, and whatever, because this is the passing of the torch from John Cena to Cody Rhodes.
I agree.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any wrap-up final thoughts they want to share? We've been going over 2 hours. I think it's time to bring it home, boys, especially before Jordan takes off on another plane.
Looking forward to WrestleMania, honestly.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan, exciting time to be a tokusatsu fan, a lot of exciting time to be an anime fan. Dragon Ball's back. I mean, there's so many things we love is just firing on all cylinders, I feel. So also apparently the GXK sequel starts filming in July. Apparently that's pretty exciting. So lots to talk about in the coming weeks. We appreciate each and every single one of you guys sticking with us for this long Let's Talk show. 2 hours and 15 minutes. We appreciate it. Adrian, Jordan, Easy E, thank you guys for taking this ride with me today. I appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the show, please give us a follow on all of our social medias, and most importantly, subscribe to them as well. Don't be a hoe. Share our show on all social medias, including X, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify. We appreciate you. We love you. Take care of yourselves and each other. And as always, embrace
the attitude.